Same alarm, same commute, same numb. You're not failing, you're just not moving, and that might be worse. Marcus Aurelius felt this exact thing. The Stoic answer is called Amor Fati. You wake up, same meetings, same conversations, same feeling that you're watching your own life from the outside, like you're running on a treadmill someone else built for you. Marcus Aurelius ran an entire empire and still felt exactly like this. What he did about it became one of the most powerful ideas in Stoic philosophy, and it's not what you think. Here's the thing about feeling stuck. It's not always about your circumstances. Plenty of men feel stuck with good jobs, stable relationships, decent health. On paper, everything's fine. But inside, there's this low-grade misery that won't go away. This sense that the life you're living isn't the life you were supposed to live. That somewhere along the way, you took the safe path, and now you're too far down it to turn back. This is the modern man's quiet crisis. You're not in danger. You're not suffering dramatically. You're just numb. And our culture has no framework for that. If you're broke, people help. If you're sick, people care. But if you're just stuck, just quietly dying inside a comfortable life, nobody notices. Including you, sometimes. The Stoics had a name for this state. They called it living without purpose, existing without a directing mind. And they had a radical solution. Not follow your passion, not quit your job. Something much harder and much more powerful. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." Plain English, a strong mind doesn't need perfect conditions. It uses whatever it's given, including the hard stuff, as fuel. Half the reason you feel stuck is that you're fighting your actual life while fantasizing about a different one. Amor Fati means falling in love with what is, not what you wish it was. This sounds like settling. It's not. It's the opposite. Most men who feel stuck are spending enormous mental energy on the gap between where they are and where they think they should be. They compare themselves to friends who started businesses. They think about the career they almost chose. They replay the relationship that ended. They live in the gap, and the gap is where misery lives. Amor Fati doesn't mean you stop wanting more. It means you stop hating where you are right now. You use the present moment as your raw material instead of treating it as a prison. Marcus Aurelius didn't choose to deal with plagues, wars, and betrayal, but he chose to use those things as the fuel for his growth. He treated every obstacle as his assignment, not his punishment. When you stop fighting your circumstances and start asking, "What can this teach me? What can I build from right here?" that's when the stuck feeling starts to break. The habit that breaks this. Tonight, write down the 3 things about your current situation that frustrate you most. Under each one, write, "What skill or strength is this situation forcing me to develop?" The answer is always there. You just can't see it while you're resisting. Seneca wrote, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." Plain English, you don't feel stuck because you're in the wrong place. You feel stuck because you haven't decided where you're going. Purpose isn't a thing you discover in a flash of inspiration. It's a thing you build, brick by brick, through deliberate choice. This is the biggest lie men have been told about purpose, that it arrives. That one day you'll wake up and know exactly what you're meant to do. That you'll feel called, inspired, certain. And because that magical moment hasn't come, you wait. You stay where you are. You drift. The Stoics didn't wait for purpose to find them. They built it. Marcus Aurelius wasn't born knowing he'd be emperor. He was trained, day after day, to develop the virtues that would make him capable of leadership. Epictetus didn't discover his philosophy in a vision. He constructed it through decades of brutal self-examination. Seneca didn't stumble into wisdom. He practiced it like a craft. Purpose is not a destination. It's a direction. And you choose it. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to decide what kind of man you're becoming and take one step in that direction today. The Stoics would ask you, what are your virtues? What do you stand for? Who are you when no one's watching? Those answers are your purpose, not your job title, not your salary, your character. The habit that breaks this. Answer this question on paper. If I could be remembered for one thing, not an achievement, but a quality, what would it be? Now ask, did I practice that quality at all today? If you didn't, that's why you feel stuck. You're living disconnected from your own values. Reconnect. Epictetus wrote, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Plain English, you don't need a complete life overhaul. You need one meaningful action, taken today, that aligns with who you're trying to become. Motion breaks stagnation, but it has to be the right motion. Here's the trap men fall into when they feel stuck. They make dramatic moves. They quit the job. They leave the relationship. They move cities. They buy something expensive. They blow up their life and call it change. And 6 months later, they're stuck again, just in a different place. Because the problem was never the geography or the bia. The problem was the lack of internal direction. The Stoics didn't believe in dramatic reinvention. They believed in incremental mastery. Marcus Aurelius didn't transform Rome in a day. He showed up every morning and made one right decision after another. Seneca didn't become wise through one insight. He wrote one letter at a time, one reflection at a time, one correction at a time. The motion that actually breaks stagnation is small, deliberate, and aligned. It's not quitting your job. It's spending 30 minutes after work on the thing that actually excites you. It's not leaving your partner. It's having the honest conversation you've been avoiding. It's not a complete reinvention. It's 1 degree of course correction applied every single day. The Stoics called this the discipline of action, doing what's required when it's required, in the way it should be done. Not perfectly, not dramatically, just consistently. The habit that breaks this. Identify one action, just one, that you've been avoiding because it's uncomfortable. The conversation, the application, the early morning, the creative project. Do it this week, not because it will change your life overnight, but because the act of moving toward discomfort is the exact opposite of being stuck. And your brain knows the difference. Here's what you're going to do. Get a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. Left column, where I am. Write an honest, unflinching description of your current life, your job, your relationships, your health, your daily routine. No judgment, just facts. Right column, who I'm becoming. Don't write goals. Write the character traits of the man you want to be in 3 years. Patient, disciplined, creative, present, courageous, generous, whatever feels true. Now look at both columns. Where are the gaps? Where is the man on the left doing things that the man on the right wouldn't do? Where is their alignment? Pick the biggest gap. That's your work, not your dream job, not your perfect life. Your next edge of growth. The one thing that, if you changed it, would make you feel like you're moving again. Then, write one action. happening this week that takes you one step closer to the right column. One step. That's all growth requires. But you have to actually take it. Feeling stuck isn't a life sentence. It's a signal. It's your mind telling you that the way you've been living doesn't match who you're becoming. And that tension, that discomfort, is actually proof that you're ready for something different. If you were truly stuck, you wouldn't feel anything at all. Marcus Aurelius felt this. The most powerful man in the ancient world still had mornings where the last thing he wanted to do was get out of bed. He wrote about it. He admitted it. And then he got up anyway, because he understood that purpose isn't a feeling, it's a practice. Amor Fati. Love your fate. Not because everything is perfect, but because everything, including the stuck feeling, is raw material. Your life, right now, exactly as it is, contains everything you need to become the man you're supposed to be. Stop waiting for the right moment. Use this one. If this helped you, hit subscribe and stay close. Drop a comment below. What hit hardest? I read every reply. We're building this together.